Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and fuck, I have to clean my glasses, they're dirty. I'm sorry I have to do it like right now, but if I don't, it's gonna bother me forever. Like I don't really need glasses to see my computer screen, but I just, like doing it anyways, cause it's it gets rid of all the, it pushes away all the blue light that emanates from like screens and stuff. So cause that's kind of damaging towards your eyes a little bit, not too much. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a eye doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is that it's like something like good for your eyes when it pushes away the blue light from screens.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, no, I can see clearly now. Lorraine is gone.
Funny enough, my stepmom is named Lorraine. And goddamn, this music is epic. Goddamn, aren't you glad I stayed around this long at the title screen? Hell yeah, headbanging, my brothers. Headbang with me, brothers. Anyways. Oh, right. I leave the school after Mr. Ryota gets a campus security patrolman to escort me home. Seeing policemen inside campus unnerves most students, so they're mainly kept for border patrol, making sure that no one enters or leaves the school. I've barely seen them, to be honest. They probably don't act unless something suspicious crops up on the gate sensors. What? It's a Shigure. Hello?
Where are you?
Her voice is clipped, leaving no room for any extra conversation. Good evening to you too.
Your services are required. Now.
I'm a little taken aback at the shortness of her tone. Seems like some urgent business. Okay, I'm in front of the school.
Very well. I am nearly there myself. Don't move.
Sorry. Well, that was expected, if I'm honest with myself. What kind of business could Shigure have at this time of the night?
Ishiyama.
Shigure struts out of the shadows, her face completely expressionless. Did it occur to you that I might have things to do tonight?
It did not. Come, this way.
I keep getting fucking email pop-ups on my screen. Get the fuck away from me. Go to hell. I'm sorry. I know you can't see anything else besides the game, but it's annoying to me. I have to complain at least once a day. She turns on her heel and begins to strut down the sidewalk. We travel in complete silence. Definitely a first. I'm only able to bear it for around 10 minutes before things get too uncomfortable. You know, if you're mad at me, you might as well just say it. I should discuss these psychological problems with Shigure. No, what am I thinking? She'll wonder if my sources are accurate. I'll either have to tell her my informant, or I'll have to drop the issue. And knowing Shigure, even if I don't give her the identity of my informant, she'll figure him out eventually. Oh, we're back here. Shigure takes a turn into an area that I instantly recognize, for better or for worse. Nothing is as welcoming as the smell of rotting litter, cigarettes, and traces of burning drugs. I cover my face with my sleeve in a vain attempt to block out the foul smell. Isn't this District 6? Silence. Don't tell me. You're giving me another test, aren't you? Silence again. A quiet Shigure is far more unnerving than an abusive one. I almost miss her cannon of a verbal assault.
We have arrived. We have arrived.
She gestures to a large, beaten-down apartment complex before us. The dilapidated buildings and littered streets around us don't do wonders for this district's notoriety, that's for sure. What are we here for? An inkling in the back of my mind whispers, to kill you without anyone seeing. But I shove it into some crevice of my brain. Shigure withdraws a simple index card from her jacket pocket, showing it to me.
This.
There are only 3 numbers written on it. 338. Do I need to remember this? Do I need to remember this? Should I write this down? I guess I should? I don't know. I mean, it seems important. I don't want to fuck up. Here, I'll fucking write it down. Come on. Come on, pen. Don't fail me now. Fucking... Okay. I feel like I didn't really need to write that down, but I did it anyways. I'm gonna feel like a fucking retard if I don't need it again. What's that? An apartment number? She only nods. I guess. Yeah, I didn't need to write that down. I feel like an idiot. Okay. I follow her down the path between the apartments. Surreptitiously? I don't know how to say that word, I'm sorry. Glancing around for any signs of suspicious figures. This is definitely not my idea of a vacationing spot, that's for sure. Finally, Shigure comes to a short stop in front of a door with the number 338 emblazoned on it. She clears her throat for a second, takes a deep breath, and knocks lightly thrice. Give me a minute! The voice that comes from within the apartment is light, feminine, and nothing like what I expected. Oh, I guess I should have given her this voice. I'm just kidding. It's followed by sounds of scraping, shifting, and screeching, as if a number of heavy objects are being moved around the room. I don't know. Come in! Shigure tries the doorknob, and it turns with ease. She pushes open the door, and I step inside, unsure of what to expect. The front room is neat, tidy, and utterly plain. The only messy feature is a few cushions scattered idly about the floor, topped with several popular magazines. Well, if it isn't the great detective herself. You! I knew it! You are the person with the deep voice! I knew it! Right? That's the same person, right? I mean, she's fucking brown hair, brown eyes. Hopefully it's the same person. I don't know anymore. They all look the same. Her arms look really fucking short, by the way. I'm just saying, they look real short to me. My attention turns to the large couch near the center of the room, which upon lounges a small framed girl. Her clothes are edgy, but neat. Although her eyes are deep chocolate brown, they're some of the coldest I've ever seen. I swear that I've seen her before.
Well, what was her voice again? What brings you to this side of town, Inamoto?
Was it that voice or something else? I feel like that was her voice. If I'm wrong, I don't care anymore. Shigure sits on a nearby cushion, stiffly.
As always, I am deficient of requisite intelligence. What?
Oh yes, you're always lacking in intelligence.
Shigure bristles.
Of the informative sort.
The girl only smirks and turns to me. The predatory glint in her eyes snaps everything into place. Natsuki Tanaka. I knew it was her! The interesting, unnerving friend of Elizabeth Oshiro. The way she sits, the clothes she wears, even the color of her eyes, they're all drastically different from school. But I know with certainty that she's the same person. The angles to her expression, the tilt of her posture, it's the exact same.
Oh, how interesting.
I thought that I'd have a swarm of questions, that I'd be shocked, but I'm not. Not really. I almost feel like a small part of me had been experiencing something this odd, especially from Natsuki. Is being a student just a cover, or are you actually one?
To be or not to be, surely that is the question.
Shigure clears her throat impatiently.
As content as the two of you appear exchanging pleasantries, I am here regarding a matter of urgency, Natsuki.
Natsuki raises a single eyebrow.
You know my price. Oh!
Ah, yes. How much yen shall?
Don't fear ignorance, Enomoto. It doesn't suit you. Your almighty brain should be able to remember something as trivial as my currency.
Shigure flushes at this. Clearly!
What, certainly you didn't think I would forget something as important as that.
Shigure mumbles something indiscernible while pulling her cap over her face. Maybe that's why she was so quiet. She wasn't angry at me, she was dreading coming here.
What would you have me do?
Natsuki catches my eye, a mischievous glimmer in her gaze.
What's your favorite animal, Ishimoto? And do choose something reasonable. Not a duck-billed platypus, yes?
What for? She only winks at me. I guess I'll have to give her an animal to find out. Oh! What? What animal do we give? What? Fuck. I feel like a chicken? Do I want a chicken? A chicken sandwich. Now that'd be good. A dog or a cat? I mean, she said no duck-billed platypi, so I'm sad about that. A chicken is sort of like a platypus in that they're both, well, they have beaks, I guess. Stay with me here. This is going to be a little bit of a stretch, okay? And my dog's barking. Right. You know what doesn't bark? A cat. Now, a cat meows, and I always loved cats. I want a cat, but I can't have one because, you know, I'm still at my living with my mom in her house because, you know, I'm 17. And she's allergic to cats, which is funny because she grew up with cats and she figured that out by having cats. So I mean, it's not to the point where she'll die, but she does get, I don't know, I guess it's like messes with her sinuses or something, so she could just take medication for it. But anyways, I do have a dog, like I said. So one thing that I've always wanted but could never really have was a cat. I mean, a chicken is a pretty close one, but she did say no platypi, so I'm guessing chicken is kind of like that. So I'm gonna say a cat. And it's like, your choice was wrong, you gotta choose another one. It's like, fuck, man. But the guide I'm looking at doesn't say anything about this, so yeah, I'm just gonna say a fucking cat. I love cats. Cat, I guess. She smirks at Shigure, who sends me a look of horror.
Ishiyama, we will need another talk concerning your pay.
Natsuki cheerily vanishes into an adjacent room. When she emerges after a few minutes, she's holding a full-size cat costume. Oh, we could have made her dress up as a chicken! Oh man. Well, I mean, okay, fine.
Put this on, Inamoto.
Grumbling, Shigure yanks the costume over her clothes and zips it up. Wait, what?
There, satisfied?
We don't get to see her in the cat costume. That makes me sad. She really did put it on.
Give me a nice, loud meow.
Meow.
There you go. Seeing Shigure so subdued is pretty unnerving. I can't believe that such a proud person would stoop so low. Just what kind of person is this Natsuki? One who has a fucking cat costume lying around or something. Not just a cat costume, a chicken costume and a dog costume. God.
Now, Yama Ishimoto. A cat is incapable of speaking English, so you'll have to be Shigure's mouthpiece. Before that, however, I believe we have some catching up to do. What are you, an ordinary, ignorant civilian, doing caught up in a nasty business like student matters?
I work for Shigure, I want to fight for what's right. Okay, I don't have anything for this. I don't have anything for... What the hell? Why did the guy tell me what the fuck to do? Why? I guess it doesn't really matter what we pick. I'm gonna say I work for Shigure. I work for Shigure.
Dear Inamoto picked you to work for her? Oh, isn't that precious? Two useless fools bumbling around together.
Hey, you fucking asshole. I hate you. You and your stubby little arms. They look like baby arms. No offense, game makers. I'm just saying. You might want to fix her arms a little bit. They just look too short for her body, okay? Is that so wrong of me to say? I don't think so. I don't think it's too unreasonable for me to say either. I know that there's gonna be a voiced version of this game coming out in I think this year in the winter, sometime around. I don't know. Maybe they could, fix her fucking arms during that. I don't know. I don't mean to pick on the game makers, okay? And I don't really mean to pick on the artists either. I'm just saying that that's what it looks like. You should probably make her arms just a wee bit longer. Or at least make it look like her arms are back, like actually behind her back a little bit more. And so it makes more sense, like, oh, her arms look a little bit short, but it's because they're bent backwards a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like putting your arms on your back, like bent, like that would make sense, But you have to do stuff for that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry complaining about her arms. It's bothering me. I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. Doesn't that bother you? It bothers me. I mean, I guess I know what they're kind of going for. Her arms are kind of backwards a bit, but it doesn't really, give that away, because, like, if you look at it first time, of course, it's gonna look like her arms are fucking short. If you, you have to consciously, assume that her arms are more backwards a little bit, and then you'll start seeing it like that, but I'm just saying. I like how I have to critique this. It's just bothering me, okay? Am I not allowed to be bothered? Anyways,
A washed-up, headstrong detective who was blinded at the first sign of murder, and then the irresponsible, selfish teenager who takes nothing seriously.
Isn't Shigure a professional detective? At least we're trying to help. Isn't Shigure a professional detective? I'm gonna say... I need to defend my honor a little bit there. I'm gonna say at least we're trying to help. You're right. We're still learning. But at least we're trying to help.
It would be better for you to leave this to the professionals.
You can't exactly say that the police are doing a much better job.
Please, the police are about as professional as taco-selling clowns. Are you not aware of the pathetic state of their CCTV coverage? Why, one can hardly see anything that happens around the city. I'm sure Inamoto found this as an unpleasant surprise while she was investigating into the school. Really, the students' obsession with privacy is just adorable. Think how easy the killer could be caught with a few more camera installations.
Then who are these so-called professionals?
People with knowledge. Knowledge is power.
I have a feeling she might be the murderer. It all makes sense! It all makes sense! The deep voice! The stubby little baby arms! It all makes sense! I'm just kidding. Hence why we want it.
Oh, for what purpose?
I'm gonna sell it like you. I'm gonna help others. I'm gonna say this. I'll use it to save lives and stop this repulsive... I'll use it to save lives and stop this repulsive killer.
Oh, how childish.
I'd rather be childish than be a pretentious jerk. She only laughs at this.
You're cute.
You're not.
Maybe I should keep you. Can I keep him in Inamoto?
I will not.
She waves her index finger at Shigure.
What are cats supposed to say, Inamoto?
And Shigure, scratch her! Scratch her like a cat, because that's what cats do, right? Be a little smartass about it. And she'll be like, why are you scratching me? And you'll be like, because cats fucking scratch, asshole.
Meow.
I think that means I can keep you.
Her treatment of Shigure sends a spiral of nausea right straight to my gut. What a deplorable human being. I don't even have an answer for her. Natsuki evaluates my expression for a long moment, and something in her face changes slightly.
Would you like a drink?
Well, that wasn't sunny at all. What, are you gonna poison it?
That's a bit of a rude assumption.
Not exactly a baseless one.
I do show courtesy to my guests.
Yeah, because you've been so very courteous. She continues to examine me, a slight smirk pulling at her lips.
Good to know you aren't as weak as you appear. Would you like coffee, tea, milk?
Some manners would be nice. She ignores this, heading out of the room. She faintly calls behind her as she leaves.
I wonder what our little kitten should have. I do have some expired milk I've been meaning to throw away. Maybe I can dump it in a bowl for her.
Shigure huffs at this, but keeps her mouth shut until Natsuki has completely left the room. Then she pulls herself over to me, her voice low and urgent.
Take control of the conversation and get the information. I can't stand much more of this.
How am I supposed to do that? I don't even know enough about the case.
Natsuki has amazing connections. She has information a lot of others don't. And so long as I pay her what she wants, we can get it from her.
What am I supposed to ask about? Shigure opens her mouth to answer, but at Natsuki's approaching footsteps, she quickly shrinks back onto her cushion. Natsuki re-enters the room, placing a glass of iced tea before me and a glass of water before Shigure. I hate that word, surreptitiously sniff it, which she catches.
If you don't mind indirect kisses, I can sip it for you to prove that it isn't poison.
I'll pass. She smirks, settling on the couch. Guess this is my chance to ask some questions. So, how do you and Shigure know each other? Shigure shoots me a dark glare as if to say, what does that have to do with anything? But I ignore it. Ah! Sorry, I'm dying. From burping.
As you may have noticed, we have this symbiotic exchange from time to time. I have information that she needs, so she pays me for it.
How can we know that this information is reliable? You could be lying to us. Natsuki raises an eyebrow, seemingly impressed.
Enomoto thought the same on our very first interaction, so I gave her a free trial period. She's yet to find me wrong. Isn't that right, Kitty? Well,
Meow.
and there you have it.
She turns to me expectantly, as if waiting for my move. I wonder what I should ask about. The culprit. The victims, links, or ties. Oh god. Am I still allowed to ask anything else? Guess I should ask about the culprit, like why the fuck not? The culprit. Tell me about the culprit. These are serial murders, aren't they?
Oh, certainly. What would you like to know first? Age, legal name, address, social security number, place of residence?
She's joking, right? She has to be joking.
Obviously, if such things could be so easily known, the police would not be scrambling for clues as they currently are.
Joking, of course. Of course! Of course! There's no way it could be that easy. So, what can you tell me about the culprit?
Well, for that, you may have to do a little thinking of your own. Consider this. The number of students' disappearances has skyrocketed just recently. Why?
Because the killer just got started?
With such clean getaways?
Then the killer's working with someone?
Valid possibility, but think simpler.
The killer changed targets to the academy?
I wonder.
Would be more useful to interrogate a teapot. I decide to try a different line of inquiry. Oh, so we get to talk about other things. I was worried about that. Tell me about the victims.
There are 3 to date, and a 4th on the way.
How do you know that?
A criminal never stops until his goal is met or he is caught. If neither of those occur, there will be a 4th.
Do you know his goal?
I know it is not met. The victims appear to have no rhyme or reason to their disappearances, but that is false. Everyone is simply looking at the wrong thing, including you.
Which means...
Well, instead of looking for a connection between the victims, it would be best to look for a connection with the killer.
Which is difficult to do if we don't know who the killer is.
I wonder.
This topic is looking like a dead end. I need to try something else. Links or ties. Is this case related to any other cases? Or perhaps there's some info that we can merge?
Ah, now you're asking the right questions. You know, the two of you have been so exemplary that I'll even give you a little treat. What do you say?
Sure, I guess. Natsuki doesn't seem to be fazed by my lack of enthusiasm. She slowly leans forward and enunciating each syllable with painstaking precision. Precision.
The independent killings.
These mean nothing to me, but Shigure immediately bolts upright, her eyes glimmering with excitement.
Tanaka, you must...
We're not in Narnia, Enomoto. Talking animals do not exist.
Shigure suddenly settles to the ground, but I can tell that this is a vital breaking point. What are the independent killings?
For the past 2 years, 2.5 perhaps, there have been sporadic, brutal murders all around Nisimo. Innocent civilians with no relation to one another were massacred in the most terrible of deaths, left as bleeding corpses in the streets. The only connection was their time of death, which was always at night, and their autopsies. Death by blood loss from uncountable lacerations.
Uncountable lacerations. My head spins. My vision from the forest this morning re-enters my thoughts. What does that even mean? They were cut to pieces? Skinned alive? Sliced until the life bled out of them? Is Natsuki implying that 3 students at the academy went through something like that? How could no one know about this?
The police did their utmost to conceal knowledge from the public, lest even more chaos fell on the city. Sorry, that was it.
Another yawn. That was 2 yawns in a row. You're welcome. We deserve to know when these things happen.
Oh, Ishimoto. The last thing you want to do is tell a herd of sheep that there is a wolf in their midst.
The way she says this, as if she's right and that's all there is to it, irritates me. But I have to push it away in order to continue the conversation. So, you're saying that this case is the same as the independent killings?
Did I say that?
Then the killer is the same?
Did I say that?
Shigure leans forward, words tumbling excitedly out of her mouth.
The killer is one and the same for the longest time.
Hush, Hinamoto. Remember, cats can't speak.
Shigure withdraws, a dark glare in her eye. Why do you treat Shigure like that?
You can say that even after seeing how she treats everyone in her.
I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I just spit on myself. I don't even know how. I spit on my own face.
You can say that even after seeing how she treats everyone around her. She pretends as if everyone around her is trash beneath her feet. I'm simply giving her a taste of her own medicine.
That's not exactly the best line of logic, but I guess if I had power over Shigure, I wouldn't want her to forget in a hurry. Still, this method just feels wrong. Even I have a hard time stomaching her treatment, and I'm not even going through it. It'd be better if I could consult her. I'm not sure what to ask.
Then how about something more interesting?
Such as, she lounges against the couch.
Well, for one, yesterday you were in a most compromising position with Ruri Hayata on the Ferris wheel.
Bolt of ice plunges into my stomach. I thought she only knew general information, mystery information, crime information. How could she know about that?
It seems there's quite an interesting story behind that.
Who told you?
You presumed that someone needed to tell me in order for me to know.
Did you access the security cameras?
That's certainly an interesting possibility.
Nothing she says is satisfactory. Nothing. How did you know? How did you know about that?
The same way I know that you were in District 6 3 nights ago on Inamoto's ridiculous capacity test. The same way I know that you watched a most entertaining, albeit mindless robot fight at the theme park. The same way I know that your apartment key code is the frankly pitiful 1478 789.
1400. Why do I keep saying 1400? No!
147789. God damn it.
14789. I'm an idiot. She pauses, her eyes glittering in amusement.
Womanly intuition.
She's insane.
I can make it my business to know everything, Ishimoto.
I work to speak past my dry throat. No one can know everything. No one.
You're right. I just know everything that matters.
I raise the glass of iced tea to my lips, but my hands are shaking. Why are you telling me this?
Because, well, I have a little message for you.
She elegantly rises to her feet, but her eyes have regained their cold sheen.
Back up, Iyama Ishimoto. You don't know what you're dealing with.
She grabs the glass from my frozen hands and heads to the kitchen.
Don't forget the animal on your way out.
Shigure, who's seething with a mixture of rage and humiliation, promptly rips off the costume.
Tanaka, you are without...
Natsuki swiftly whips around, staring Shigure dead in the eyes. Then, in one fluid motion, she stuffs something into Shigure's pocket and whisks into the kitchen. Shigure stares at whatever Natsuki gave to her, then motions sharply to me.
Ishimoto, we are leaving now.
Ooh. I don't even get a say as I'm forcibly dragged out of the apartment and back to the street. Okay, interesting music choice. We stagger into the cutting night air, out of breath, and that sounded like I insulted the music. No, I didn't. I just meant interesting music. We stagger into the cutting night air, out of breath, and stooped over in shock. I take a moment to gather my thoughts before I can force out any words. Why did you bring me here? To be miserable? To show me I was in over my head? To give me yet another reason why I'm an incompetent subordinate?
I can't handle her alone.
I don't think we handled her together.
Actually, that was the most bearable she's ever been.
Either my Shigure translator just became embedded in my subconscious, or this woman is speaking like everyone else. Not only that, but she actually gave a compliment that wasn't backhanded. Who is this imposter, and what has she done with Shigure?
Nevertheless, Ishimoto, you're fired.
Wait, what? Did she just call me by... Wait, she's firing me?
Yes, I'm firing you. You have fulfilled all necessary services. I no longer see reason to expend resources on a useless assistant.
She seems almost back to normal. Almost. But it's too abrupt for me to believe that she's being genuine.
If you interfere with my work, I will have you detained. I have connections with the police. I would prefer not to use it, but I will if I must.
Why? Oddly enough, Shigure seems to falter at this simple inquiry.
It's for your own safety. You must trust me.
Trust. That's a nice word. And this has nothing to do with Natsuki's warning on how I should stay out of this?
Truly, you are my assistant for a reason.
What's that supposed to mean?
It is of little consequence. You were fired because you no longer fit the job.
I clenched my jaw to hold back a pulse of anger. Which was basically being an errand boy? Pardon me if I fail to see the extensive qualifications that an errand boy needs to fulfill. Let me tell you my own theory, huh? The independent killings. You know an awful lot about them, considering that they're supposed to be hidden from the general public. You were involved in those cases in some way, weren't you? And when you noticed that 2 students had disappeared from the allegedly impervious academy, something clued you in that they had to be tied to the independent killings. Maybe it was evidence, probably just intuition, considering you had to get Natsuki to confirm it for you.
Ishimoto, you do not understand.
So you saw that students were disappearing from the academy, And 4 days ago, you decided you needed to get inside and figure out for yourself what was happening. But security's tight. You couldn't hope to just snoop around unless someone willingly let you in. In the midst of my indignant wrath, the puzzle pieces begin to shuffle into place, pulling together faint memories that I thought I'd forgotten. So you had to approach a student. You had to make a specific connection, someone who would let you investigate the school without asking any questions. You hired me before you were officially brought into the investigation, after all. Well, it's true, isn't it? You just needed to use me to access the academy. That's why you approached me on the street that day.
Go home, Ishimoto.
She says this wearily. I can only sigh in disbelief. Then, what was that test for? Why did you... You sent me to some place that was dangerous, some place I couldn't handle. But I had. And I did. And I solved all her stupid little puzzles. I had proved myself fair and square. For what? Being tossed away like garbage? No, now I understand. What upsets me is not that Shigure approached me with her ulterior motives. I expect ulterior motives from everyone. What upsets me is what she's doing now. Tell me how.
Ishimoto,
Tell me, Shigure, how do I prove myself? Give me some riddle, or a logic puzzle, or, I don't know, a complicated piece of Sudoku. I'm supposed to help, supposed to be your assistant. Shigure slams her foot into the nearest trash can. It doesn't topple, but the reverb of leather against tin stops me in my tracks. She leans close, eyes narrowed with intensity.
Ishimoto, I will only say this once. You may think you fully understand the circumstances which surround these crimes, but you are sorely mistaken. Do not be so quick to forget that I am nearly a decade your senior, and have seen a great many cases that are beyond your comprehension. I speak not of your intelligence, but of your mental capacity. You are yet very fragile, Ishimoto, and this case may break you.
That didn't worry you before.
Then let me ask of you this. Are you ready to physically examine a body that has been masterfully taken apart by a sadist with all the time in the world?
No, just the thought makes me queasy. There has to be something else I can do.
Enough. I'm tired of this conversation. This is my decision, Ishimoto. I will be certain to compensate you for the time spent until now. Go home safely.
So, that's it then? Because I'm still young? Because I'm too unstable to see... too unstable to be able to see a mutilated body? I can't be of any use. Shigure...
Farewell, Ishimoto. Let us not meet again.
And just like that, she turns on one heel and strides away. For a moment, I stand frozen in the streets, watching her figure melt into the smoky evening air. This music, though, damn, this game has such good music. I love it. Didn't I want a quiet senior year? A year of breezing by with my friends, no fuss, no muss? I had always wanted a quiet life. Probably something that involved managing the family restaurant, which I had neither passion nor patience for, but seemed like the least painful option in a lot of life. Really, I can't blame Shigure, can't I? No. Some part of me still feels like I deserve a better explanation, maybe even a reward. After all, didn't I get her something vital from Natsuki Tanaka? No, that's right. I'm withholding information from her. Information that I gathered from a confidential informant. Perhaps she doesn't trust me, but neither have I been trusting her. If anything, this encounter only solidified my decision. I don't know what will happen. I can't predict the actions of the people who are close to me. All that's left is to look around and keep digging. Try to pull things together myself, even if I'm just a random student at a random stuck-up school. Which means I need to start with anything weird that's happened over the past few days. Weird? Such as emails from unknown senders sporadically popping up. Pretty convenient timing when I think about it. Maybe I should just send something random, see how they respond. Oh yeah, that one guy. Person. Shouldn't I get home first? I feel like this could wait a little bit, you know? I mean, this is a very dangerous place, isn't it? I'm just gonna wait till this text is done. Stupid troll wisdom. At first, I thought there was nothing stupider than doing something that made no sense, regardless of whether I enjoyed it or not. Today I changed my mind about that. There are things worth doing, even if, at first glance, they make no sense. There are things that can be appreciated, even if they serve no use. There are things that deserve to be given a chance, even at their worst. But I didn't realize this until too late. Now, to head back home and get some rest. Guess it's been a long day. I dream of pools of sludge and laughing bones and shards of glass splitting across the edge of my skin. Ah, yeah, I had those dreams too. It's wonderful. I wake in a cold sweat with my heart thumping against my ribs. Ugh. For a moment, I can only lie there breathlessly, struggling to recollect my thoughts. It's over. You'll never have to do stupid, dangerous things again. You no longer have anything to do with those crimes. Unless, of course, it's by my own volition. I throw on my uniform and head to the kitchen, selecting some simple fruit or breakfast as I scroll through my phone. Simple fruit for breakfast, sorry. It is on Monday today. 7:26. Ew. Why do we hold our phone like this way? I mean, I guess it makes sense because, you know, computer screen. Looks like I have another email from the mysterious Crimson Crusade. I feel like there's a hair in my mouth. I'm not exactly sure. It feels like there's something in my mouth. God, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Like, do you guys ever get like the feeling that something like a hair is in your mouth, but you're not exactly sure, and you think you're just feeling something weird? So you're like, okay, there's no hair in my mouth actually, but you keep feeling it. You're like, what the fuck? And then you actually dig around some more, and voila, there's actually hair in your mouth. I feel like that right now. What the hell? What? God, it's gross. Anyways, sorry. I see. Life as a troll sounds quite difficult. I, too, would be upset if I was forbidden from forecasting the weather. How do you feel about this development? The plain, honest words are a soothing balm in the midst of all the deception I've undergone. I compose a valid response. I don't know. This was the first time I actually felt like I was good at something useful. Now that it's gone, I have nothing. If I had another chance, I'd take it eagerly, but I doubt I'll get one. How was that for voice acting? Hey! I send the message as I finish up breakfast, waiting for a response. This time, though, I'm only greeted with silence. Maybe I was too philosophical. Maybe I was too serious. Maybe they won't respond again. Not that it's my problem. When it's clear that the reply won't come anytime soon, I grab my backpack and head to school. Despite the beautiful weather, the atmosphere is stifling. The entrance, usually occupied by students before class, is desolate. Oh. Oh. Well. Okay. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna end this episode here. This seems like a good place to stop at. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Lucid9, leave a like down below. Leave a comment down below. Share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't. Ring that notification bell. And remember, die safely. Bye-bye!